Do you like my YouTube videos? If you do, please leave a comment and actually click on the like button. And if you want, you can hit subscribe. That way you can stay up to date with all my YouTube videos. Hey, and go ahead and click that bell icon to be notified. Thanks. Take care, guys. Reptile Rescue family, welcome back. It's been a while, I feel, since I've got to talk to you about a rescue. Only because some of the rescues that come in, they're in bad shape, and YouTube actually doesn't, like, they mark the content as not safe for work. It's neither here nor there. Let's just move on. But I do have, as you see in the title and the thumbnail, a new rescue. His name is Reptar. I've named him Reptar. Reptar. He is a male Cuban rock iguana, and he is in a little rough shape, but nothing I don't think we can not get over very well. Here he is. Hi, buddy. He's a little skittish from his tank. I just got him today. He's been through 2 owners before me. He's about 1.5 years old. He's through the original owner and then through a rescue owner. And let's work back. The original owners had him with kids. In the story, I'm getting this story secondhand from the first rescue person. It ended up not being great with kids. The kids were too energetic, and they would throw stuff. They would throw blueberries at him to get him to try to eat them, and so he's a little timid and everything. So he got out of there. They didn't really understand the commitment and everything, and they kind of listened to a friend to get him. Okay, that's not a great story. So he's already had a little rough bringing. Went to the first rescue, and the guy had snakes, so that, makes you a reptile person. And by the way, I don't have any pressure on this guy. He calms down. I'm just keeping my hand on top of him to pet him and make him feel secure. So the first rescue guy was a snake guy. Didn't have big tanks for this guy. Had the skinny, short, long snake type enclosures. And he realized it wasn't going to be a good fit for him. So this guy, Reptar here, the gentleman contacted me on Instagram, and I reviewed him, and then, I said, let me come see him. And so full disclosure, he gave me some money to help cover the cost of taking him in, and the Cuban rock iguana. So what's wrong with Reptar? Other than he's a little skittish and scared, he has some stuck shed, unfortunately in the worst place possible, and you can probably see it. Look at the top of his head here. Right there. There's his third eye. There's his sensor for shadowing. Let me turn his head a little bit. And it has a few layers of stuck shed. See how dark and colored it is like that? And that is unfortunate because that is how they can see shadows and things above them, and that could also help make him skittish, because then he can't see the shadows correctly and he gets scared from things like that. So we are going to fix that. That's not going to be a quick fix. It's going to just require some drops, soaking it, loosening that shed and getting it off, but that will help him tame down really good. The other thing, and it took me a while to get him on the camera, and you can see from my hands, this guy is tearing me up. His nails are bad. Very overgrown. Nice sharp tips. Some of them I think have already cracked. It's really important you do the nails, because you can get cracking. People are like, oh, you don't need to do their nails. No, you need to. Not just for these scratches that they're doing for, you. Look at those fresh ones on my lower hand right there. But also because you'll get cracking of the nail, and then you can splinter up. You can get an infection. So we need to get rid of that. Now, at this age, an iguana's nails are more long and thin. So we do want to tackle them with just a nice high quality toenail trimmer. when they eventually, if you had a round and thin nail, you would use a cat nail trimmer, and as they get larger, you can use a Dremel or a dog, big nail trimmer, etc. when they get harder. But at this point, because of the shape of the nail, we're just going to use some small, nice ones. Now, his nails are a combination of dark and light, and it depends on which nail it is, front and back, and which foot, and you'll see, and we'll talk about it. Some of them, the tips have broken, but we can't see the nail bed, the nail vein. We can't see the blood supply, the live tissue. That's okay. What we're going to do in this initial trimming is trim all the tips off to basically the base of the nail, and I'll show you, and I've showed you before on video. And then eventually that nail bed will retreat up, and we can slowly, as we build trust, Dremel these nails into their perfect shape. This is important that I do this today on day one, because this is not going to probably build trust, and he may be a little bit wild. But to build trust with this guy, I have to be able to pet him, interact with him, let him climb up on me, let him hang out on my shirt. And if his nails are getting caught, if his nails are just scratching me and things like that, it can't happen. So we need to fix him up, all in today, give him a bunch of love and blueberries and banana and fruit, and really spoil him after to get him to be friendly and forget this bad part. But this bad part, which is not going to cause him pain, needs to be done. Needs to be done. So let's see, hi Reptar, if we can get his, in full disclosure, I did trim 2 fingers because I wanted to see how he would do before we filmed. And they're actually on this hand. All right. Let's get us into position. Positioning for attack. Here we go. So the nails that I did are the 2 nails closest to us. And you can see a difference. They're flat, they go to the base, but then you can see the other nails have that big tip. Look at that tip right there. And this tip is what will just gouge you. So we are going to take that black tip back all the way to just before it meets that white at the bottom. And that's going to just, we're going to avoid any blood by doing it like that. We're going to avoid any pain. And it's just going to be so much better for him and for us. There's a nail. I'm going to try to get at least one of these on camera pretty good. And then I'm just going to go through and snip, snip, snip all these off camera because it will be easier. Come in, go up to it, boom, just like that. And now that sits much better. So I'm going to go through and clip a bunch of these, and then I'll show you when he's done. Okay, here he is. Look at his nails, are so much better. They're not going to scratch me anymore. They go to flat tips, and it was not rough. We did good. He did really good, and he's all set. And now we're just going to focus on dripping that every couple minutes and loosening that up, and maybe even giving him a bath, even though these guys don't love water normally, just to clean him up and make sure he starts living his best life. Thank you guys so much for supporting this channel and all the rescuings through all the years. It's meant so much to me. Take care, guys. Have a happy holiday. Thank you guys for supporting my reptile rescue family.